Hey sippers, welcome to our show. While we're spilling, grab a cocktail and start sipping. Get ready to unwind with your girls. Thank you for joining us for Cocktails and Conversations with your girls. I'm your girl, Miss Shay Marie, and these are my beautiful co-hosts.
Hey everyone, I'm Shataz.
Hey sippers, it's your girl Primp and Papa.
Hey sippers, it's your girl Miss Jones to you.
We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night at 8 p.m. Make sure that you're following us on Facebook and Instagram at Cocktails and Conversations. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Now get comfy because tonight we will be discussing cutting people out of your life and the impact that the late, great Nipsey Hussle had on our lives. Remember, we want you all to chime in, so leave your comments below.
Is anyone here a fan of cotton candy? Well, I know I am. As a child, cotton candy was a must-have whenever I visited a local fair. So I decided to take my favorite childhood candy and combine it with my favorite wine to create a cotton candy Moscato. This is the easiest drink to make. Just pour your favorite sparkling wine or champagne in a glass and top it off with some cotton candy of your choice. Tonight we decided to go with a strawberry flavored Moscato and topped it off with pink cotton candy. Lady, let's try this creation. So I love this because the Moscato is sweet and the cotton candy is sweet, and I love sweet drinks.
Yeah.
Well, I like it because of the cotton candy. I'm not really a sweet drinker, but I love cotton candy, and this is just marvelous.
So good.
So I'm not a fan of cotton candy.
Oh my God.
I know, right? But I have to say, this is really good. It tastes like something from my childhood. It tastes like the things you would get from the ice cream truck.
Is it a snow cone?
The ones that have the gum ball at the end of it.
Screwball.
It tastes like a screwball.
Okay.
It tastes just like a screwball, and or a lily dilly when it's melted.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. I really like it.
All right, sippers. So you guys know that, of course, I'm preggers. So I can't really indulge in this like I want to, but I was able to piece off a couple of pieces of cotton candy, in which I love cotton candy. I think as being preggers, you can have at least a glass of champagne.
Yes, you can.
You can, but I'm not going to have it. But I sipped a couple of, tastes in, and it's really good. It's sweet. I like it.
I love
Good.
it.
I like
good.
it.
You could have ate the cotton candy.
I know, but I wanted
Popped it in
I
there.
wanted the sippers to see how cute it is after
Yeah,
you
and then it changes colors.
colors, right? And you know what, ladies? Look, it kind of matches us.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And look at the bottom. It forms.
Oh, yours
my
turned pink. And yours
Yeah,
turned
that
kinda
is
blue.
so cute.
Yeah, I love it. It's good. But we need a refill.
Yeah, I agree.
Please.
So there was this meme circulating the internet with Rihanna that says, you just can't cut people out of your life and act like you never knew them. And then it shows Rihanna grinning with a large pair of scissors. The meme garnered a lot of attention, especially from people who understands everyone is not meant to be in your life. A wise person once said that people enter our lives for a reason, a season, and for a lifetime. When someone enters your life for a reason, that could be for a specific project or a one-time activity, kind of like a guardian angel. And then when someone enters your life for a season, that's like a few months or years, and that interaction teaches you a lesson that you may have not learned otherwise without that person. And that lifetime person is someone you will have a long-term connection with that may begin at birth and it endures despite the challenges. So with that being said, the reality is that most of the people in our lives will not be lifetime people. So this brings us to the question of the day. When do you feel it's appropriate to cut people out of your life? Have you ladies had to deal with making a choice to cut someone out of your life?
All right, ladies, I must admit that I have a problem with cutting people off. Like, I am the queen of cutting people off. It's that bad. Like, if you throw a slight bit of shade in your history out my life, like, I waste no time because I feel like you know, I try to surround myself around positivity, and for people to come around and be just negative, I can't take that energy. Like, I literally run from negative energy. It's so sad. Like, if I'm sorry, guys, but if you like having a bad day, either you better call me up on the phone the next day and tell me, you know what, I was having a bad day. I didn't mean to, you know, come off, you know, rude or with an attitude. If you don't do that, I'm cutting you off. I don't need that energy around me. I feel like certain people have internal issues that they really need to work on. People are really walking around unhappy and jealous of your life. And you're not even rich. That's the sad part. You want to be. Like, it's like,
right?
why are you jealous of me, or why do you want my life? Like, I don't have anything going. Like, I'm just the average woman just like you, trying to make a way, honey. So why bring that negativity? And as far as in a relationship, once I realize that someone is toxic, I'm like, I may stick around a little bit, but you're gone. I'm cutting you off. I cannot take toxic individuals, manipulative. I like anybody, like, don't try to take advantage of me. Like, don't come around me with that negative, bad energy. I'm not here for it. And yeah, I'm working on not cutting people off as quick as I should. And I'm realizing that I really need to give people a chance, because people are really dealing with internal issues that maybe they need to talk to someone, and maybe I can help them. So I'm working on that.
That's good. As long as you're working on it.
Before I just stop talking to you, I want to make sure that there was nothing that was, the relationship wasn't salvageable, right? Because sometimes people's assumption of a scenario is completely different. Like, so you want to ask them, like, okay, so why are, let's say if we're in an argument, so why are you upset again? And you kind of hear them out. You understand what I mean? And then you can easily say, well, it wasn't that. You know, you understand. Sometimes it's the communication isn't being relayed correctly. So I always think that before you just cut people off, that the discussion,
That's my problem.
it's that's your problem. Yeah, it has to be made first, and I do that. Some of my girlfriends will tell you that it's so funny, because they're like, oh, Tracy, you always want to talk. No, it's not that. It's just you have to make sure. Yeah, because you have to make sure that, you know, the situation is kind of like, well, why did you feel that? And, you know, sometimes people don't understand that, just as you said, sometimes people go through so much. So at that time when you're probably trying to talk, I probably had a horrible day, or I'm probably tired and I'm really not in the mood to talk. So where you might take it as me being short at that time or having a nonchalant attitude, I probably just was having a bad day. But that last bit of communication between us to see where we actually stand and, you know, why is it that we feel a certain way, you know, it could make the situation a lot better. But I do believe that people are in your life for a reason and for a season. I don't believe that everybody's going to be in your life for a lifetime. And in this 2019 year, I have gotten to the point where I am putting myself first and my family first.
Yes.
Because I think I stretch myself too thin trying to be there for everybody, and I'm not whole for my family. So
That's good.
yeah.
I would say your approach is very mature. Sometimes I don't always take the mature approach. There's been times where someone, like you said, shades me or have done something that I didn't like, but if I see it's a habit or behavior, then, you know, you're blocked out of my life.
Blockiana.
Block and delete, and you're out of my life. But I do agree that maybe you should have to talk with the person first. There's 3 reasons why I would like cut someone out of my life, and that's if they bring my energy down, if they drain me, if they're a draining person, and also if it's like a friendship, or if I'm in love with someone, or a relationship or a friendship, and whatever I'm bringing to the table or offering is not being reciprocated. And then you have to go. And I have an example of when I had to do that with a friend, you know, and looking back, I think that maybe I should have talked to that person because the person was actually a good friend, but I just started noticing like a pattern. For example, you know, she's the type of person to always throw events. And I'm the type of friend that I'm gonna be at every event, and I'm gonna bring gifts. You know, so if it's your husband's, you know, I've been to a husband's birthday party, all your children's birthday parties, your birthday party, anniversary. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm bringing gifts, and I gave you 2 years in a row to attend my son's birthday party, and both years you couldn't make it. So to me, that showed me where you valued me on the friendship spectrum.
Did they send a gift? Did that person send a gift at least?
They did send a gift afterwards, but to me, I'm making all this effort.
So you wanted their presence versus their presence.
Yeah.
Yes,
But you know what? Can I interject a bit?
yes.
This is the thing, and that's why I said that the conversation has to be made. How do you know what happened to that person? Because at the end of the day, we don't just befriend anybody. There has to be a
Yes.
reason why you befriend somebody. You understand what I mean? Like the person is there for you, so on and so forth. So you have to look at these things because I personally, and I'm just giving a quick example, when I got pregnant, there were people having dinner parties, birthday parties, so on and so forth. But I didn't announce that I was pregnant. But here it is, I'm home, sick as a dog, throwing up, dying, practically dying on my deathbed. People are having events, but I couldn't go. You understand what I mean? It's not that I didn't want to support you. I truly just couldn't go. Now, I'm not saying that was her situation, but you never know what someone's situation
and that's why
is.
I say, in hindsight, I should have had the talk because what I did was block and delete.
Yeah.
Because also the reason why it's so easy for me to do that is because I evaluate every person in my life and I see what is the value they're bringing to my life. If you don't bring any value to my life,
There's no reason for you to
why
be
are you in my life? I mean, I can't call you. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, the person, to be honest, she was a good person and a good friend. However, sometimes you have to draw the line with people. If you can't be as good of a friend to me as I am to you, we can't be friends.
Right.
It's true.
Years later, years down the road, though, I did read the book 5 Love Languages. Anybody? And it teaches you that people express their love to you in different forms. So if I would have known that, what I learned from that book, if I would have known that back then, I would have understood that, okay, she may show me, you know, by maybe spending quality time with me or maybe just purchasing the gift. That's her way of showing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of person, I receive love and understand love with, you know, people giving me gifts, but also presence and quality time. So, I mean, it's just a learning curve. You know, as we get older, we learn and we have to do better.
We have to do better.
Yes, yes.
2 years in a row, I would cut her off.
You would have cut her off? Yeah.
It all depends on
I
like
support
why.
you.
What was her? Yeah, I understand that because I usually always go to all my friends' events. I try to make it
real
my
friends
best.
too?
Yeah, real
Yes,
friends.
yes.
But I'm really big on communication. I feel like anybody that's in my life, they're already evaluated from the jump because I just don't let anybody into my inner circle. So if you're in my circle to begin with, that means I value you and I love you. And I love for real, for real. So I'm just not going to cut you off completely. So I would have to have a conversation with you and let's get to an understanding because like you said, people go through things. People are fighting battles that we know nothing about and they don't know how to express it. And some people handle their hurts differently. Somebody could be going through something that you went through, you bounced back so quick and that person is still struggling and they may envy you because you were able to overcome that. And so that's where it comes and you know you have to be careful of that, but don't be so quick to drop that person because they need you. It's just sometimes you just don't know what the enemy is working. It's like, say for instance, we always see this all the time where two friends could be friends and one ends up being jealous of the other person. So do you think that love was never genuine? I don't think so. I just feel like once you open your heart to certain things, or you just, if you have a inch of feeling of any envious spirit or jealousy, you have to block it immediately. You have to, because if you don't, you open. You
cutting
open.
it off?
Also, you have to talk to that person.
You do.
Because I've had, I've told my friends, like, I'm jealous of you, because I don't want it
use
to
that word.
fester.
No, let me tell you
I
something.
mean, I say it lightly, but for example, I have a friend who, when she wants something, best believe it's going to happen. She's going to make it happen. Even if it's, like for me, I weigh all the pros and cons. Like, for example, a baby. Yes, I want another child, but I'm going to be very skeptical and like, no, it's a want that may not ever happen. I'm not going to act on it. But if it's something that she wants, she just does it. And I'm like, I wish I had that spirit, And so I'm like, I say it lightly, but I'm jealous of you because, you got your babies, you got your kids, you got this,
I would be careful with that because words have power.
Yeah.
So even though to you it's nothing, like you really are joking, but it's going to become a time in your life that those words are going to manifest into something real.
You're right. That I do need to learn about the speaking.
Just say, I just
existence.
wish I had that.
Yeah.
I had this one girl, and I don't know if you realize, right when you said that word, my eyes kind of went big. I don't play with that word.
Okay.
Because what happened is this particular friend that I had, I thought we were so good. I thought we were so cool. And I remember, it was such a long time ago, and I remember I was dating this guy. He was a piece of trash anyways. I was going to say the word. Y'all know what I'm talking about, sippers.
Word. No, I'm just kidding.
And come out your rear end. That's the word. So he wasn't even nothing to begin with, but she was going through a situation with her boyfriend at the time. And even though I wasn't expressive of what I was going through, I was still going through something. I just wasn't expressing it to her. Not because of a reason, I just wasn't. You understand? I remember going to her house. It was so late. Her boyfriend at that time was in jail. And my boyfriend called me. And when he called me, my ex, of course, at that time, he called me. And then I get off the phone with him. I was talking to him for a little bit. I don't remember what the conversation. Mind you, this is over a decade ago. I get off the conversation. She's like, I'm so jealous of you and so and so. So I kind of took it lightly. I was like, all right, whatever. This particular young lady, she was the devil. Like when I tell you, like she tried to make my life a living hell. Like was telling friends, like, oh, don't talk to Tracy. Don't talk to Miss Jones. Don't talk to Miss Jones. Don't talk to Tracy. She's not a good person. She's not this, not that. And it happened. This one particular friend who she was telling the situation to, I remember going out with the one who, the Poison. Let's call her Poison. I went out with Poison, and when I went out with her, this one particular friend said, "Hey, listen," because me and the girl had stopped talking, and she was like, "Hey, listen. Poison keep telling me not to talk to you, but here she is, she all over you, she's hugging you, she's kissing on you, like it kind of don't make no sense." And I said, "Oh, for real?" I said, "Because she told me not to talk to you." It was just kind of like she was trying, that word, like you want to be very careful with it. I think what you're just pretty much just trying to say is, I admire the fact that you can go after what you want. You understand what I mean? Like that's the word to you. That jealous word, that's something that's gonna creep in everyone's life. Just like what we said, friends are here for a reason and a season. Everyone has a season in their life. You're probably gonna blossom in 2000. You probably blossomed in 2018. 2019 might be your year. 2020 might be your year. 2019 might be all of our years. You understand? Everybody's blessing doesn't come at the same time. So when you start to see it in our spirit, in our body, it's embedded in us. When we start to see somebody doing something, it's kind of like, oh, well, God, why isn't it happening for me? Right when that thing start creeping in, you gotta pray that spirit. You gotta knock it down because it's in there. You understand what I mean? Even if it start off with something just small, you want to kill that thing right away.
And the quickest way to kill it is congratulating other people. I'm so big on applauding people and congratulating people. I don't care if I don't know you, if I met you once, if I just know you off social media, I will quickly congratulate you. Because I want to see everybody win. Because if I know you're blessed and you're going to your new season, I gotta be next.
If God did it for you,
He can do it for me. Like,
There you go.
especially if you know what and this is what is crazy to me is when somebody could walk so closely to you, they know what you've been through, and as soon as you start getting blessed or walking into destiny, they start like acting jealous and you start to like not believe it because you know what I've been through. Like you should be, hey.
Yeah.
Then it's just like
That's why I can't agree with you when you see that jealousy spirit. I gotta cut you off
Well, I have
because
not-
it can be very dangerous.
it can.
Dangerous. I've been there where a friend, like, I'm not gonna put the business out there or anything, but people are malicious. When they want your life, honey, you better get out of there.
I'm not gonna lie.
They can do some harm to you.
I don't think I experienced that with a friend. Like that jealousy spirit. I have not yet, and thank you God I haven't because I just don't know what I would do. Like, and I'm very fearful of that. I am.
It's scary.
It
know what?
is. And then that's
my
a bad
best
thing
advice
too.
is cut them off, pray for them, and keep it moving.
But one thing
I
this
never
somebody
wish bad
did-
on people.
Right. One thing somebody did tell me, a pastor told me, he was like, you dumb yourself down a lot to make people feel comfortable around you.
I used to
Don't.
do
Yeah.
that. As far
'Cause
as
you- 'cause
makeup
I feel
and
like
looks
in-
and
Not
dressing,
doing it.
I like try to tone down.
not doing- no.
I used to try to tone down my beauty because just to make
'Cause-
other people feel comfortable. And
Yeah.
a lot of people deal with that. Like if you have a certain personality, you don't want to outshine another person.
And you don't, because people are.
I like all
because
my
you-
friends to be bad.
Right?
Come through. You better put on
that's
your
me.
blush, your highlighter.
If
You better come through.
If I walk into a room and I see somebody pretty, I don't care if I don't know you. I'm going to tell
Yes,
you. That's the
yes.
kind of person I am, but I know everybody's not like that. And it was a time when I was in high
cares?
school. When I tell you,
Be
girls
you.
used to fight me, and I promise you, I did not even know their name. And I watched people
Jealousy.
hate me. And people that didn't, like outsiders be like, why the heck, this girl must got a lot of boyfriends or taking people man. And I'm like, no, I
No,
literally,
it's the way
I
you
don't
look.
know these people. And they be like, nah, it got to be something.
Yep.
These girls are attacking me because of what?
No.
And I never want to say somebody's jealous of me because I just feel like, what did I have?
Honey,
But obviously that's
the
what it was.
smallest thing.
And that's what I was scared of. That's what I think kind of haunted me as I grew up. I would kind of probably dumb myself down or like not do too much. But it's in me.
honey,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
let it
already-
out,
it's
let it
in me.
I
out.
have a presence on me when I walk in a building.
Yeah.
I
I
command
could
it.
I know I'm like that. Yeah.
So
That's
it
true.
doesn't make me any difference when I come in here. You see, when I walked in, I was like, "Ooh, honey,
Yeah, that's what I
Shataz, you look as good."
I walked in
It,
too.
it doesn't make me feel any
Exactly.
different
Yes.
because we are a panel of women here. We're all successful. We're all beautiful. We're all
Yes.
doing our own
That's
thing.
right.
So at the end of the day, just like what we said before, where you may be at and I may see something, if God did it for you, honey, He could do it for me.
Right.
Okay, but have you always been that way? Because
I have always
this
been
could
that way.
be, you know,
I
a
thank God I have.
time to teach someone because not everybody is that
Yes.
way. So what would you tell someone who's
Well,
insecure within
I'ma
themselves
say-
how
Go
to
ahead.
get
I'm
to
gonna
that
speak
point
about that.
where you're walking into the building and
You command it.
you command the room?
Okay.
And how do you get to that point? 'Cause
I'll give
some
you my
people-
example.
We're in our 30s.
Okay.
Remember, there's younger women who
Yes.
who's
Or-
watching
okay.
the show.
So I'm gonna say my example. I have always been a tall girl. Right? All my girlfriends are shorter statue. So I always just felt like a giant. Like around them, like I used to, walk around and I kind of had my head, my shoulders down so I could kind of fit in. This is when I was younger. When I finally knew who I was and I loved me for me, I used to, another thing, I always had long legs and I always looked at that as not being an ass. I was like, oh my God, my legs so long, da da da. When I finally loved me for me, the good, bad, and the ugly, like, okay, I didn't have a real pointy nose how I wanted. You understand what I mean? I had the long legs and I was tall and I just always thought that those were things that cons against me. But when I realized that was assets in my life and that I was beautiful, that I can't change who I am and this is who God made me, that was a wrap. Once you realize who you are and you love yourself, oh honey, it's a wrap.
Yeah. And I always say mirror reflection. Like take when we talk about cutting people out of our lives, sometimes we have been the ones that have been cut. Sometimes we have been the ones that have been toxic at one point or another. So I just feel like taking it all in as to like you said, getting to know who you are, getting rid of that hurt, that bitterness, because that's where all that other stuff, that envy and
Jealousy.
that jealousy and you feeling insecure about yourself is because of how you grew up probably. People never called you beautiful. People never gave you words of affirmation, said you were smart. You probably felt like a failure because everybody's successful around you, or the people you see on social media, and you feel like you're not doing enough. You don't feel like you're enough. You have to declare those things. You have to wake up every day and say, I am this, even if you're nowhere near that. But you have to speak life over yourself, because it's going to be times where you're not going to have anyone around you, and you have to look to yourself for those things. When you go to sleep at night, it's only you. Whether or not you have somebody in the bed, but it's just really only you when you close your eyes.
Yeah.
I think
What
I got
about
my
you?
confidence from a young age. My mother, she would always say, you guys are beautiful. You can be
that's
who
good.
you want. And I do that with my daughter now.
I
tell her,
love
I say,
that.
you're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent. Like, I
Yes.
teach her these things. And she gets excited, and I want her, and every day I put something positive in her life, because when she gets older, I want her to know that she's beautiful.
Yes.
You can stand by the neck any person. They can be light-skinned, beautiful,
Yes.
but know yourself.
Yes.
Know that you're beautiful as well. You may not have the same features as her, but you're still beautiful.
Yes.
There's somebody out there that would love you.
Yes.
And that's how I live. And a lot of people, you guys know me, I don't speak much. I walk in the room and I'm quiet, but I know myself.
Yes.
I'm not envious. I'm congratulating people. I'm doing me. Do you. Don't bring that negative energy around me.
So you get cut off.
Right.
Yes.
And we getting older, you don't want to be around those kind of
Yeah.
people. Like, you just can't just let people treat you any kind of way. I
always
said
say that.
something on Instagram a while back, is I was saying like an affirmation. I cannot let you treat me this way. And I learned that from, I'm going to say her name wrong, Ileana Van Zandt.
Yeah.
She said,
Ileana
I
Van
cannot allow you to treat me that way. And she had the person that she was mentoring, or I guess coaching, she had them say it over and over, and I was just like, yes. Because sometimes you don't have, say for instance, it's a loved one, and it's so hard for you to cut this person off because they're so connected to you. So you have to, it's a family member. It's like hard to cut off family because y'all in the same circle, but it's just like,
Not for me.
yeah. I cannot allow you to treat me that way. And that comes with the insecurity thing, because if you're not sure of yourself, you'll allow anybody to treat you any kind of way. But when you know who you are, certain things you won't just allow people to treat you. Like the word, the B word. I don't allow my friends to call me that, or anybody, because I just feel like I don't identify with it.
No.
Punchiana. Because I just feel like I don't identify with that word, and it makes me feel some type of way. So I just feel like I can't. It ain't no hard feelings, but don't call me that.
Sis, don't call me that. How about you, Miss Shay Marie?
Well, my confidence came with age. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. It's something about when you get in your 30s.
I heard.
And I always said that. But for me, I got comfortable in my personality and who I am as a woman. I got comfortable understanding that I'm the type of woman that I'm very laid back. I'm easygoing. I don't have to be the center of attention.
Yes.
So, because some people will look at you and make you think that's a problem. Oh, you're in a meeting, you're not speaking up. Well, when I have something to say, I will speak up. I don't have to always interject and spew nonsense because I know who I am. So for me, that came with age. So for I would say to young women who are insecure
Or even
with
older women.
and also older women who may be insecure with themselves, at a certain point, you just have to look within and understand what kind of person you are, and just be okay with that. And
Fall in love
understand
with it, not
everybody
just
else may
fall
not
in
be okay
love.
with it, but you need to be okay with
Right.
it.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
This was good. I hope everyone learned and took everything we said, because this was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Rapper and community activist Nipsey Hussle was gunned down outside of his clothing store on Sunday, March 31st, 2019. The passing of Nipsey Hussle has caught everyone by surprise because he was truly loved by many. Most people who learned about Nipsey's passing didn't know his background. He was a father, a family man, rapper, activist, entrepreneur, and most of all, an influencer. He was a father, family man, rapper, activist, entrepreneur, and an influencer. He had an unwavering love for the community. He created jobs for the community and believed in putting his dollars where it mattered. He gave the underprivileged teens the opportunity to pursue their dreams via his STEM program. Tonight, we want to remember Nipsey Hussle, not only as the rapper, but the humanitarian and activist that he was. What impact did Nipsey Hussle have on your lives? Be sure to leave your comments below.
So Nipsey's death really took a toll on me. I was crying. I feel like I'm still mourning. And people are like, you didn't even know him, but I don't feel like I have to know someone to mourn them. He was a black man and he was very influential. He was just coming into who he was supposed to be. Like, he was doing so much for his community. And for him to be gunned down the way he was, it's just horrible. And by another black man. You know, there's conspiracies out there, but my heart is just beating right now so fast because I just feel for Lauren London. When you found your person, like the person you feel like this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, and they're taken from you. Whether you believe in God or not, it's just an emptiness that it's going to take you a while to overcome it. Even, some people never get back to the same person that they were before because it took a toll on them. And thank God she had a child with him, so she'll always have something from him. Like they bear the seed. Yeah. So I wrote down, I want to call him a legend because that's what he was to me. I feel like I was a fan, but I didn't become a fan until after I seen an interview of him on Breakfast Club. That interview spoke volume to me, and that's why I became a fan, and I downloaded his album Victory Lap because the way he spoke, I'm like, oh, he's not a regular rapper. Oh, the way he spoke, he was giving knowledge, he was giving me coins. I was like, oh, I like people like this. And I'm like, yeah, I used to see him around with Lauren London. I was like, oh yeah, he kind of cute too, but I never paid attention to his music, not until that interview. So that was only a couple of years ago, so that's how long I've been a fan. But I promise you, if I had the coins to get to LA, I would have made it to his funeral. Yeah. And I looked up the meaning of legend, and in the dictionary, well, on Google, it says, an extremely famous or notorious person, especially in a particular field. So I believe he deserves to be called a legend because he made such an impact, not only on his community, he made the Bloods and Crips, come on, that is big. And I just went to a candlelight last night in Miami, and it was just so like different kinds of people coming together, no fighting, no arguing, just peace. And we did a moment of silence, and I just felt like God was there because in the moment of silence, you around hundreds of people, and you just feel like a peace. And this guy who spoke, he spoke like words of wisdom, and he just spoke a life onto everyone that was there. And I just hope that his death has the dandelion effect. And if you know anything about the flower dandelion, you never see it grow just once. Like, it's always in a group. It can never be grown like by itself. So, and it can grow in any soil. So meaning no matter what your environment is, no matter where you come from, you can make change. You can make something ugly into something beautiful. So I feel like don't take his death for granted. Do something. If he made an impact on your life, do it the Nipsey way. That's right. I feel like I want to go out in my community. I'm going to go to City Hall. I'm going to find out what I can do as a citizen of Pompano Beach, what I can do to help the community. So, yeah.
That's nice.
That's beautiful. So I never really knew who Nipsey Hussle was. I had seen him, along the way, but it's not until he started dating Lauren London, and I was like, oh, who is this new guy? He's kind of cute, and so on and so forth. So I didn't really know of him too much, but I think what really sparked my interest is they actually were featured on GQ magazines. Did you guys see those pictures?
Yes.
They were absolutely beautiful. So I remember after those hit the tabloids, I was looking into him and looking into his music and looking into the things that he's done for the community. And I didn't realize that he was such an activist in his community. One of the stories that kind of stuck out to me, this is after, I ended up seeing this story after his passing, is there was a guy, I believe he was a mechanic or something, and he used to, Nipsey used to always give him money or, kind of just drop like little nuggets of wisdom in him. But the guy did not know that Nipsey was a celebrity. So I guess, the mechanic used to tell his wife, hey, this guy was, talking to me. He gave me X, Y, Z, he gave me all this advice and so on and so forth. So when Nipsey ended up passing away, the wife said, I'm guessing that he described the guy, Nipsey to his wife. So his wife says, hey, listen, I think the guy that you were talking about is someone who's famous. Is this him? And she ended up showing him the media of, the person who died. And the mechanic broke down in tears. And for a grown man to do that, you can just imagine what impact Nipsey had on his life. And I have seen where so many people have come together for this man's death. It's truly inspiring. It makes you think, just like what you said. Am I doing enough?
Yes.
Am I doing what landmark, what legacy, what footprint am I gonna leave at this world before what footprint am I gonna leave in this world before I leave?
Yeah.
So honestly, I didn't know him before, but what he has done and what I have gathered from, what has been expressed in the social media has sincerely made an impact on my life.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't know rap. And my brother, I have a 21-year-old brother, he tells me that all the time, like, you don't know rap because, I only know what's on the radio. So Nipsey wasn't on the radio, so I don't know. I didn't know him until his passing. But I did research him. I watched videos and interviews and everything. And the impact I would say that he left on me is to self-evaluate, to see what am I contributing to my community. We can talk about, other celebrities that go to different countries and, adopt kids or whatever they do in other countries, but it's up to us, local people in a community to contribute to your community. Don't always look to celebrities to do it.
Yes.
And also, I hope, with his passing, that people actually hear his message and just kind of follow through on what he was preaching.
Yes.
And that leads me to other people who are preaching similar stuff to him, like what he was saying, like Diddy. A lot of people look at him like, with all the media that he has, but they don't hear his message. He has a message of Black empowerment, of being owners instead of, owning different things. And also you have, there's a famous doctor, Dr. Boyce Watkins. I don't know if you all know about him, but he preaches the same message about investing, about being owners, giving back to your community, and then teaching it to people younger than you. So I would say that's the impact he left on me, is to make sure not only that I hear the message, but I kind of follow through and put action to it.
Behind you.
Yeah.
Well, the impact that Nipsey had on me is his leadership abilities. He was always a leader. He didn't follow. He was for what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. He was always the caring type, loving, trying to help people. And I seen a article where his father said that they noticed that he had a gift at a young age, and Nipsey always carried that gift. He didn't care. He would always speak the truth, and even if the truth, someone may feel a certain way about the truth, he didn't care. He still spoke the truth, and he didn't care how the world looked at him. And I recently seen an old video that Nipsey was in where he stated, would you rather be at peace with yourself, with the world, and at war with yourself, or would you rather be at peace with yourself and war with the world? And that's how I live. Like, I don't care about what the world thinks of me or anything. I live the best that I can so that I can be at peace with myself and that I can spread love to others and help out. Right. So,
I don't know if you guys, one of the things I did notice, and I don't know if you ladies noticed too, he was one of the, he was an activist that the things that he was doing, he never showcased it. He never said, oh, look, I'm buying my block and I'm doing it. Oh, yeah, I'm doing this. It was just action. Action, 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 and more action.
And that's what I got from him. Is like, no more talking, no more saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Go out and do it. And
that's why I feel like his music didn't make it, because he didn't make music to be popular or to be on the radio. He made music to impact other people's lives, so that he can, you know, uplift or, you know, help someone. And that's what I like most about him and his music, and I will forever listen and support.
Honestly, I know that we're paying homage to Nipsey Hussle, but we have to respect the GOAT in the game, Jay-Z. The reason why, Jay-Z donated.
that was false.
Was it false?
Yeah,
That
false
was
news.
something that was made
No,
up.
get
Made
out
up.
of here.
Yeah.
Listen, don't fall for
Yeah, that was
everything
false.
you hear.
Somebody
on
just made that up.
Social media, don't fall for it.
Well, one of the things we know that wasn't made up is that something that has been circulating over the internet is the disrespect of Kodak Black and supposedly what he said with Lauren London. Now, honestly, like, do you think that, you know, did it come across being disrespectful?
Go ahead.
Sorry, it was very disrespectful, and I know people say I'm judgmental. However, this is the reason for my
Good.
disdain for certain characters. I'll just put it like that. That's why. Because you have to be, if you're going to be a rapper or a hood guy, whatever, you still got to know how to navigate different circumstances. Don't be so one-dimensional. You know what I'm saying? This lady is grieving. Have some respect. There should be a level of respect that you were taught, that you should know not to say something like that. It's ignorance.
I agree, and I don't think it has nothing to do with him being a rapper. It has something to do with these young people not having any respect. It's like, I just feel like when you feel like you're untouchable and I got money, and you feel like your value is in how much money you have in the bank.
Humble.
Yes. He's not, he has nothing about him says humility. And we're from near like the same area. So I just feel like, I'm not proud to say I'm from the same area as you, because you have no respect for people. I feel like that was very uncalled for what he said. And when he did kind of apologize, that wasn't an apology. He was like, oh, R.I.P. He was like, oh, I want to say I apologize to Lauren London, R.I.P. dude, but for the people that, if I offended you, which I know I didn't offend you. That's not an apology. But you're, because Paul 106, I believe, some radio station said they're not going to play Kodak Black music anymore. Wow. You know, if this man is loved.
I don't think. Now that's taking it too far.
No, because because then that will humble you. Because if your value is in money, because I'm pretty sure if you was that kid on the street when you was trying to come up.
What did you say?
His apology came after that.
Because listen, let me tell you something. Nothing on your timeline said any shade toward Nipsey Hussle or Lauren London. It was nothing but love on social media, on everything. So here you come. You did not even say RP. Hey, it's not your business, because you did not know him personally. You did not. And the first thing you say about this situation is, oh, I can't wait to get Lauren London. Like, oh, she just probably going to be grieving for a year. I'm going to get, what? Keep your mouth. That's something.
Know better.
But no,
Like,
you could have, that's a
you're
conversation.
Not trained.
That's
He's
a
not
conversation
trained.
you should have said amongst you and your homeboys if you want to talk greasy like that.
But that's what he was
technically it
doing.
was.
But why would
That's
you
what
go
he
on
was.
live? That means you have no respect.
But he didn't go on live.
Someone
It wasn't him.
else.
Someone else did.
Yeah.
See, that's the reason why I'm torn in between the two, because at the end of the day,
Oh, I thought it was his live.
it wasn't the right thing to say at the moment, but keep in mind, this was a conversation between him and his friend. So he probably, you know, I'm not saying
Lauren
it's
London
right.
wouldn't even look at you.
Listen, I'm not saying it's right, but it was a conversation that was between him and his, you know, quote unquote friends. The person who put the video out there, shame on them, because at that time you shouldn't be trying to showcase that, because it looked very wrong. I don't believe his intentions were to be actually malicious. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I
don't
understand.
believe it was to be malicious. And then on top of that, at the end of the day, you know, no matter how disrespectful or how ignorant or how it may sound, no man is going to allow another man to make him feel like he has to apologize. So it was kind of like the media automatically jumped like, you gotta T.I. went on there, you gotta apologize, and what's the game went on there, you gotta apologize. So it's kind of like, well, hold on, nigga, like, hold on now, who you think you is? I don't have to do nothing. Like, you understand what I mean? So it brings more controversy towards the situation. I'm not saying Kodak is right. At the end of the day, it was wrong, but it was a talk that was amongst friends. How many of us ladies have said something amongst our friends that probably wasn't appropriate, that I wouldn't say in front of a group? Everyone has done that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So shame on the person who's in his camp, because maybe he need to reevaluate his camp. That's all I'm saying.
He needs media training or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
He need a publicist. I think Kodak was just saying what every man was thinking. I'm not saying that it was right, but he should have not said it or gave it some time before he said it. You know, I'm not going to bash him. He's young. You know, he's a little ignorant. He needs help. He needs positive people in his life. And if he had that, I don't think he'll be acting and doing the things that he do on social media. He doesn't have real friends, as we know. This has been done to him previously with his son. That's why he went to jail, because somebody recorded him doing something with his son.
Oh, somebody smoking marijuana in the house with the baby.
Okay, so he should have learned from that incident. You know, come on, not everybody's your friend. So.
Yeah,
but these young people love social media. They got to show that, oh yeah, I'm friends with Kodak. Oh, I'm with Kodak. I'm hanging with Kodak. So everything has to be broadcast on social media. So when he's around and there's people around, social media is lit.
Yeah.
Shataz, so what you think about them muting his music?
I don't think he should be muted. He made a mistake, which I think he learned from by now. Yeah, I mean, he's young. Give him a break. I mean,
I'm tired of being young being the excuse.
well,
But how we're just gonna mute everybody?
No, I'm not saying. Oh, I'm not saying mute his music. I'm not. Listen, you Kodak lovers.
yeah, that's how he feed his family.
Listen, yeah, I'm not saying mute his music, but I feel like being young is no excuse, because there's other rappers that were young. They were, you know, I understand when I was young, you did childish things, but it's like when it came to older people, I had some kind of respect, and the fact that we're Haitian, we're brought up differently. So I know, like, that's you acting like.
But he was raised in the hood.
Yeah.
Trust me, we was raised in
He
the same
doesn't have
hood.
any
We
manners
was raised in the
or,
same hood, Golden
you
Acres.
I think, like I said, I don't think it was intentionally done maliciously, but you know, people different artists going on social media to air out and vent and say, "Oh, he needs to apologize."
I think they should
it
mind their
escalated
business.
the
Yes.
situation a lot more than what it needed to be. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do think they should have, like you said, mind their own business.
If
Like,
anything,
or call him. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
And
That's
his
true.
apology,
Go in his
call
in-
him.
go in
Don't
his
little boy
inbox.
him on
Yeah,
social media. I didn't
That
like
was true.
Yeah,
I agree
didn't
with
like
that. Because
I
I
was
wouldn't
trying
want to be
point out
little.
all the people who called him out were much older than him.
Well,
But this is the
call
thing.
And they
Call
think they're
him.
like probably his father figure or something.
Yeah, but just call
People
him.
want
Go on
attention.
social media. Go on social media. Call him via social media. You can do that.
No, but I'm pretty
Hey.
sure they know me. Like they know somebody.
Somebody who got the number.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, you know, that was, you know who it made me kind of think of? You know who would do something like that? I think who would have called? I don't know him personally, I don't know, but just the way he is, I think Master P. You know,
Me
Master
too.
P is like, was mentoring him at
Yeah.
And
once
did you hear
upon
what
a
And then
time.
he
with that?
disrespected Master
He
P.
disrespected him. I understand that, but I'm just saying,
He could've
Master P
inboxed.
he would be the type to say, man, Kodak, listen, man, what was that? Because Tank came, his approach was different
I
too.
liked his
I
approach.
liked Tank's
I didn't hear
approach.
it.
I like his approach.
Tank was more like, listen, you know,
It
you
wasn't-
in the game, you gotta watch what you say, and you know, older
Because
people are
Tank
trying to tell you.
understands.
Yeah. So you know, it was just the approach. We gotta just sometimes you gotta be mindful of what you say, because when you're calling somebody out on social media, it's like you beating your chest like you this, you know, kahuna. You know, just like what Kodak said. He said, I think T.I. say, you gotta handle this expeditiously. Yeah. And Kodak said, and if I don't,
But one thing about it, the two people that came out, they're about that, because Kodak punched Mayweather. So little man is about that. Yes, he did punch
But
Mayweather.
little man could have approached it, the situation.
I know, but they
differently.
feel like they really beating their chest. In the game, he a blood. He not scared to fight. He's been known to punch people in their face. They
He
about
didn't have
that.
all that energy with 50 Cent.
Oh, 'cause
Okay,
50
hold
Cent
on,
was
hold on.
50 Cent don't play.
Ladies, come
Yeah, that's
on.
a whole
That's a whole nother
And
conversation.
I don't think it should escalate. Something on social media
It
could
shouldn't.
escalate to figure.
It shouldn't.
Should
But I
escalate
feel
to
like it is
physicality.
because imagine if they're in the same room and that conversation is never had where they come into, I don't know. If that conversation is never had prior to them meeting, something is going to go down. So somebody has to be the
Bigger person.
the bigger
he
person, not even the bigger
apologized.
person, like somebody,
So that should
the
squash
middleman
it.
to bring them together and say, hey, woo, like squash it, because this can get out of hand, and you don't know who else it offended that's not a celebrity. Remember, this man was a Crip, and
Yeah,
he
but
lives in LA.
He gave his general apology. The thing about it is, people are just offended
By
just-
everything.
Exactly. He apologized. What
It wasn't
more?
really an apology.
But still, it's documented that he apologized. So what else? That what?
He made
Well,
an
we don't
effort.
have to mute
Yeah.
Kodak
yeah,
Black. We
yeah.
don't.
But rest in peace to Mr. Nipsey Hussle.
He will always
Yeah.
be remembered. Long live a legend.
Yes.
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 Well, we would love to keep the tea spilling, but unfortunately, we're running out of time. But you can keep the conversation going by leaving your comments below and on Facebook and Instagram at Cocktails and Conversations.
Thank you, sippers, for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. See you Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for Cocktails and Conversations with your girls.
Good night.